Welcome to WMITV News, brought to you by Horn Auto Center on the West Use of Clubs in Show Low, the Chevy store that saves you more. Now from the WMITV Newsroom, here's Barbara Bruce.
Welcome to a special edition of WMITV News. I'm Barbara Bruce. And if you happen to pick up a copy of the White Mountain Independent on July 14th, that was our Tuesday edition, or listen to Laura Singleton's broadcast on the same day, you know that we have a new editor at the White Mountain Independent, and we're excited about it. And today in the Show Low TV studios, I have Jim Headley. Hi.
Hi, Barbara. How are you? Thank you for letting me join you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here, and many others are as well. We were without an editor for a couple of months because our former editor moved to Wyoming. And so we were very happy to know that you chose to come to Show Low. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years is everybody that is not a local, they have a story about how they got here. So what's your story on Show Low, Arizona?
Show Low, Arizona. Well, I started out in western Nebraska, and then I moved into Wyoming. I've had several jobs across Nebraska and Wyoming. And I even had a short stint down into Kansas before I ended up in Maricopa. And I worked for a magazine in Maricopa, and then for the Pinell Central in Maricopa, and I was their justice reporter.
One of the things that many people may not know is that Kramer Publishing has 9 papers.
Yes.
And so you're not new to the Kramer family, you're just new to us.
Absolutely. And I joined the Kramers a little over a year and a half ago.
So what do you think about Show Low now that you're here?
Show Low's amazing. My time in Wyoming was spent in the mountains, and it really reminds me of Wyoming and Colorado. It's very friendly, it's very familiar.
So you're comfortable already?
Absolutely.
Well, you've only been at the paper about a week and a half, so you have a chance, or I should say you've had a chance to sort of get your feet wet. What do you think so far?
It's been quite interesting. The website is very lively. The newspaper is very lively. The staff is very friendly, very nice, very kind, and they're doing their job very well. So I'm pretty lucky, actually.
Well, we're thinking the same thing so far. I'm really happy to hear that. And you know, it's funny how we find our roles in life, and I know that you and I have chatted, and I know that you grew up and your father owned grocery stores.
Yes.
Or a grocery store, and you worked in the grocery store.
Yeah, I actually started when I was 4 years old.
Oh my goodness.
He had me stocking shelves when I was 4 years old, and I remember I had to stop stocking shelves so I could go to preschool. It was just one of those things that we did. But all through my entire life, I worked in this grocery store.
So you learned work ethic early on.
Absolutely. I could run a cash register when I was 8 and count back change properly.
That's very important because today they show you. Well, you've done a lot of different things, but it's really funny. I often tell people that I have had a circuitous route to my role as a reporter, and you definitely had a circuitous route because at one time we had photojournalists. And one of the Arizona Newspaper Association meetings that I went to, all these photojournalists were there, and of course they like to take pictures. That's what they wanted to do with their career. But everything has changed, and so now they're videographers, if you will. But you actually started out not writing, but in a processing situation with film.
Right. I bought a 1-hour photo lab is what I did. And I had taken photography in high school, but I figured I better learn photography since I invested so much money in a lab. So I learned photography, started freelancing for a local paper, and it got out of control. And I was doing more freelancing than I was working in the photo labs. So I decided to kind of quit and become a journalist. So I returned to my hometown, and I was talking to the staff at the local paper. I just went in there because I knew a few of the people. And the publisher looked at me and said, "Hey, you've worked in newspapers before, haven't you?" And I kind of lied a little bit. And I said, "Well, yeah, I was just a freelancer." But he said, "Sit down, we need a sports editor." And I became a writer at that moment, and I learned how to write in the newsroom. I spent 6 years as a sports editor.
Oh my goodness, so that was the base.
Yes, that was the base of my journalistic career. And after that, I became an ag reporter for a very short period, and then I became a criminal justice reporter.
Will that be a main focus here?
That is my specialty. I mean, I'm very well trained in the criminal justice area. When I was down in Casa Grande, that was my job. I only covered crime. So, but no, that's not the focus of my job anymore. I do everything. So.
One of the things that I think most people don't know is, what does an editor do? Because people write letters to the editor, and they're happy letters and they're very sad letters sometimes.
Yes, they are. And the editor runs the news department completely. They organize the reporters and photographers, if there are some, to go out and to take to write stories and to take pictures and what they're going to do for the next week or even months. Sometimes you plan months ahead. You edit their copy. You lay out the pages. You make sure that everything's going well. You do public relations. There's a lot of things that the editors do.
And of course, with all the different jobs that you've had in journalism, that makes you a good editor, because you have to understand. In fact, we hoped that we would get someone that had been a reporter, because then you understand our plight.
Correct. And I've been in management since the early 90s, but I've done many other jobs outside of the newsroom. I've been a publisher. I even founded my own newspaper at one point, which was a very expensive ordeal to go through. I lost a lot of money trying that. But I was successful. It did launch, and we kept it alive for about 4 years. But finally, we decided to close it because it was costing us too much money.
But that's amazing. 4 years is a long time.
It was,
for
and
a venture.
to found a newspaper in today's, I guess, global economy and news economy is very, very difficult.
And you come to us at a time where we have a world pandemic.
Yes.
I mean, it is not a time that a person might consider moving, but you know, some of the best jobs are out there, and real estate is actually moving in the White Mountains.
I know, and I was very comfortably working from home for the past 3-4 months, and when I saw this opportunity come up, I thought, you know, maybe it's time for me to get back into the editor's chair. So I took the chance and came to the White Mountains.
I'm glad you did, and I want people to understand today that you and I are 6 feet 1 inch apart.
Yes.
We are social distancing, and whenever we have done broadcast and not had our mask on, I know one of our reporters had it under her chin, but she was at her home, and she just wanted to illustrate that masks were important. And with myself, I was at home on one of the broadcasts, and I actually had a scarf on. We are very much aware of the importance of wearing masks.
No, I would call myself a masker. There's maskers and there's anti-maskers. I'm a masker. I really believe in masks. I've been wearing one since March. It's not something new to me. And actually, I've become accustomed to them. They become normal in just that time. So I just can't imagine going outside into the public arena without a mask on, because that's just not intelligent.
You have to look and see. Someone told me last night, they said, I love that saying I saw on Facebook. And I said, what was it? And they said, mask it or casket. And I thought, I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah, that is
But,
good.
you know, we're trying to be responsible, and of course, as media, today, it's hard to be a reporter or an editor or anything in journalism today. And we're morphing into the digital world. So you have experience both with the web, the Facebook page, social media, and as well as newspaper and photography. And so I think it's important that the world know that, you know, experience matters. And I think that a lot of people talk about reporters or editors putting their opinion in, and actually we are fact-based.
We are, and reporters and journalists in particular are very educated, because that's their jobs. They study situations. They go to into the depths of knowledge, just as far as you can go. Now, they may not be experts in every field, but they usually talk to experts in every field.
That's true.
Yes.
We do that. One of the things that I would like for the community to know is that beside all of your experience in journalism and photography, that you have some great hobbies. You are very well-rounded. And I remember when I saw a post on Facebook, and I thought, oh, he plays the harmonica. Well, not exactly. You have something called the Jew's harp,
yes.
And I had never heard of that before. Tell us about that.
Well, this is a Jew's harp. This one's made in Russia. A lot of them are made in Ukraine and Russia, but it's a worldwide instrument. It's very ancient. It's been around for thousands of years, they think. They're not even sure where it came from.
But most of us haven't heard of it.
I know, but that's because it went out of style. It's more played in Asia and Europe than it is in the United States. There's a small group of, I'd call them professional Jew's harp or jaw harp players. And in the United States, I'm one of them. I belong to the North American Jaw Harp Society, and we meet once a year and have a musical festival in Oregon, and it's fun. It's just it's a great time for us to get together. So
let us hear it.
All right, here we go. Now this is different.
Wow.
That's a Jew's harp.
And you said that you actually play it differently than most people play it.
I do. I usually play with other musicians. I play bluegrass. Most of the people that are in our group, they pretty much play alone, or they play with other Jew's harp players or things like that. But I like to play with mandolin players, banjo players, guitar players. It's just fun. And I'm able to interface with that bluegrass world a lot more than most Jew's harp players.
Well, one of the things we're going to do as we close the interview today is we're going to give your email address, because for, I guess, about the last year and a half, I have been doing a series on local musicians.
Oh.
So often we invite people from other parts of the state in, and we pay them, but local musicians need money as well. And once people find out something about them, they want to meet them. They want to know who they are.
Oh.
So there is a group out there that definitely will probably be contacting you.
I'd sure like to jam with some bluegrass players.
That's
Love
great.
to.
Well, that's really good. Well, I also, you and I didn't talk about this, but I just happened to notice, because I am a reporter, and so I research things, and I saw that you are into art as well.
I am. I can't draw, I can't paint, I can't do anything like that. I collect art. I do abstract photography, and a lot of my photographs people think are paintings. It's often confused, but I do a lot of abstract photography.
Well, I looked at that and I thought that's great, because I'm on the Arts Alliance board, and we have a great gallery, and we just had a contest, photography contest.
Oh.
So hopefully you'll get involved in that.
Sounds great. I've been doing that a long time.
That's good. Well, there's one more thing. You also play the ukulele.
Well, that's new, and I'm not very good. I probably know, I think I'm up to 5 or 6 chords now, so that's new. But yesterday I went into a local music store and I bought some ukulele books, so I'm able to go down that road a little further, I hope.
That's fantastic. I want to ask you, do you have an idea of what might change in the local newspaper for all of our readers?
We're going to try to tighten up the quality of our product. We're going to try to conform a little more to AP style, and just make our product better. I mean, that's really my job, is to make our product better.
We want to win.
We want to do the best we can.
Yes, we do. I want to see us #1. So how can people reach you?
My email address is jheadley@wmicentral.com. You can always call me. If you really want to give me a phone call, please give me a phone call at the White Mountain Independent.
Well, we're excited to have you. It's so good, and I'm glad you already like Show Low, the area. Did you find a place to live?
Not yet. I'm staying in Eager right now with some family members, and I'll get to Show Low pretty soon.
This is fantastic. Well, I hope that everybody will welcome Jim Headley. He is our new editor at the White Mountain Independent. Thank you for watching. I'm Barbara Bruce.